if you think that manifestation is instant, you are setting yourself up for failure. And when Neville Goddard told us that manifestation is instant, that is not at all what he meant. He did not mean that you are the creator of your reality and that you can just manifest something by closing your eyes and then it will instantly be there. Let me tell you what the master manifestors are doing and how they are applying Neville Goddard's principles in the correct way. Because Neville meant that manifestation was already there. Neville did not mean that you created. Neville just meant like you created it. You became aware of it in that moment when you created it. Manifestation is already. I know that's a weird sentence, but it's a sentence that will ultimately lead you to the correct answers in life. Because everything you want is created. You are not, when closing your eyes and visualizing, you are not like finding carbon atoms and suddenly creating this Mustang GT 500 that you want, right? That is not what is happening. It is simply not. The Mustang you want is out there. The house you want is out there. And it is already yours. You're just not on that timeline right now. And it is actually a huge focus, changing it from manifestation is instant to manifestation is already. Because saying manifestation is instant, and I know a lot of you guys will say it and you comment, I claim it and stuff like that. Please stop. Because if you say manifestation is instant, you are focusing on the wrong side of things. You think that manifestation is creation. Let me just create this, let me just create that. It's that I don't like these words, but it's more about allowing it, it's more about assuming it. And if you just accept the fact, okay, I will not need to create anything, you won't be so stressed about your actions. And if you are less stressed about your actions, you have less resistance. And already today, maybe tomorrow, if you start focusing on that manifestation is already, then things will appear in your life. Because then you will realize, okay, so I will not need to make anything. No, you won't. I have already these things. Yes, at a certain vibrational state you have. So what do you need to focus on? Your external world? Nope. You will need to focus on you. You will need to focus on your internal world. You will need to focus on your mood. Manifestation is regulation. Manifestation is revelation. That is true manifestation. Manifestation is getting what is yours at your peak. Manifestation is getting what is yours when you feel so incredibly happy. And you might be able to see the bags under my eyes. I've not been sleeping well for the last, 6 months. I have a little baby at home. So me and my wife, we are not getting a lot of sleep. And I could be in a bad mood. But because I realize that manifestation is already, it's so easy to focus on me and just say, yeah, but if I were to allow my external world, my bad sleep, if I were to allow that dictates my mood, then my world would change direction. Then I would allow more and more things to dictate my mood, and then my mood would become increasingly more bad, and then the things that are in my life would match vibrationally to my mood, and then the things would not be the things I want. I hope so much that this little rant makes sense for all of you. And I will post videos like this a lot every day. Maybe not every day, but every 2-3 days from now on, I work doing this every day. I'm based in Scandinavia, I work as a psychologist, and I've read over 200 books about this subject. I do this for a living, and I work with high-end clients, entrepreneurs that are already making a lot of money. And they have gone down the route of manifesting the wrong things. They are fake rich, as I call it. So they are focusing on how can I create things. And a lot of them, they succeed. The problem is that they don't get to keep these things. And the problem is that they are fake rich, which means they have money but without joy. And when they meet me, I tell them, if you just focus on joy instead, these things will become even better. You will attract more money because you are naturally gifted. You are good at creating money, but create your good mood first. Focus on vibrational states first, and then these things, they will double in value, triple in value. And I had a client, he doubled his business in 1 week after just fixing his mood. And he had been working so hard for 10 years. And I used to do the same as well, so there's no shame and no blame. I worked so hard. And I remember when I made my first million in 1 day, we got to a point where we had like $100 million in revenue in our business, me and my partner. And when we had our first million day, I was so sad. I was so stressed about losing this, about not being worthy of this, about a lot of things. And I realized later on that it was because I did not make, I made this amount of money by focusing on the external world. And my internal world was not matching up at all. At all. It was such a revelation and such a peaceful day. The day I realized, holy, yeah, I can just focus on me. And when I focus on me, I ultimately focus on everybody else as well. When I fill my cup, I can fill everybody else's cups. And when I make money by being in a good mood, I will make my wife happier, I will make my kids happier, I will make everybody I meet happier. And then money does not become a matter of hoarding. It becomes a matter of circulation. When you attract money by being vibrationally high, you realize that there is no shortage. So you can just spend. You can just spend because that money will come back. And that's also why I'm charging pretty high prices for my coaching services here in Denmark. That's actually because I realize that that money that I make, I will ultimately give back. So if I charge higher prices, I will have more to give. I will increase my own worth, and by doing that, I will increase others' worths. So yeah, what a lovely little rant this is. 7 minutes, 8 minutes. We started at the point that manifestation is not instant. And that's so very important for you to realize at this moment. Manifestation is already. Manifestation is not creation. Manifestation is revelation. Manifestation is just putting the spotlight where it needs to be. Inside. Right? Please like this video if you enjoyed it. And please follow along so we can chat and so we can become better together, and so you don't miss out on my side of things, which is practical manifestation. How do you actually apply this in your life? Not just talking about the 3D, not talking about the multiverse, because I know that is soothing, but it's also like a scapegoat. We just need to implement how to become better internally. Because that is what manifestation is all about. You being happy, you feeling joy, and by feeling happy, creating the wealth that you already have. Talk to you soon. Bye.